You know how to write expressions using numbers and operations. Today, we will write expressions with variables to represent the missing numbers. Take a look at the document showing right now. It says using variables to write expressions. I have examples of different word phrases that you are going to see and try and decide how to write your expression. We will be using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and sometimes they will even be in the same expression together. Let's look at our first one. $3 more than cost C. When it says more than, that tells us it is addition. Other words you want to listen for with addition are added to, in all, or the sum. To write an algebraic expression for addition, you can have C plus 3 or 3 plus C. Let's look at the next one. 12 pencils decreased by a number n. The decreased by in this word phrase tells us it's subtraction. Other phrases you would want to listen for are less than, the difference, or fewer. Now with subtraction, it cannot go either way. We would have to pay attention to what our word phrase is saying, and in this case it tells us that it should be 12 minus n. The next one says 5 times a distance d. The word times in this phrase tells us it's going to be multiplication. Other words to listen for are the product, multiplied by, twice, 3 times. And again, with multiplication, we could do 5 times d or d times 5. We can also have 5d. Our next phrase says A apples divided by 4. This one is pretty easy for us because it says divided by in the phrase. But other phrases you should listen to are the quotient. If it says the quotient, we know that we are going to divide. Division can be written in two different ways. We could have A divided by 4, or you could write it as a fraction with A over 4. Sometimes you're going to see phrases that tell you that you're going to do more than one operation. 5 less than 3 times an amount. The less than tells us that we're going to have subtraction, and the times tells us we're going to have multiplication. So 5 less than tells us that we are going to subtract 5. So we would then put 3x first and subtract 5 away from it. Let's practice a few on our own. 10 more than the number b. Which operation would we use for this word phrase? Good. We would use addition. The more than gives us that clue. How would I write my addition expression? There are two ways I could write it. I could have 10 plus b or b plus 10. Both ways would be considered correct. Let's look at our next one. 15 decreased by the number e. Which operation would I use? Good. I would use subtraction. How would I write my algebraic expression for this word phrase? There is only one choice on how to write this expression. I would have to have 15 first because it says 15 decreased by the number e. So we are taking that e away. Now let's look at 19 times a number g. Which operation would I use for this word phrase? I would use multiplication. How can I write an algebraic expression for this word phrase? There are two ways to write it.